Hey, welcome back to Squid. In this video, I'm going to show you how to graph functions using a graphics display calculator. So in particular, we're going to be using the TI-84 Plus CET coming up. So we'll graph the following functions. Y is equal to 5x minus 2 and y is equal to x plus 1. So going onto the calculator, what I want to do is first, I want to press shift and I want to press memory. And I want to just make sure that I've reset the calculator. So any parameters that I've got in there, I've reset to the default. That means that it's going to reset the window parameters and it's going to reset any of the equations or the functions that I have already stored in the calculator. So now that RAM is cleared, what I want to do is I'm going to use the function key, so y equals. So if I press the function key, here I can import my function. So y1, y2, y3. We're going to be using the first two. So remember, I'm going to put the equation y is equal to 5x minus 2. So I've got my 5. My x is going to be used from alpha. So if I press alpha, and if I press this one here, because that's x, so alpha x, minus 2. That's my first function. Y is equal to 5x minus 2, or f of x is equal to 5x minus 2. I can enter my second equation, which you can see is y is equal to x plus 1. So I'm going to do alpha, and then x plus 1, and there are my two functions done. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to press the window key just to see that, obviously I know that it's reset anyway because I've reset the parameters in the calculator by clearing all the memory. I have an x minimum of minus 10, x max of 10, the scale of the x axis is 1, and then the y minimum is minus 10, y max is 10, and then that scale is also 1. So that's pretty good. I'm going to go to graph now because remember these are my functions. I'm going to graph those by pressing the graph button. And with a bit of patience, you'll see that the calculator is going to graph those two functions. Really, what we're looking for is the point of intersection, which is this point here, where the two graphs cross. Now, we can find out the point of intersection by using one of the functions of the calculator. Now, if you look at this trace button, on top of the trace button, you see calc. That's calculations. So if I press shift, and then I press trace, that gives me the ability to calc the value, the 0, the minimum, the maximum, the intersection, and so on. I'm going to go down to intersection because I want the intersection of those two functions. I'm going to press enter. So now the calculator is looking for the first curve and it's highlighted the blue line. So I'm just going to press enter. And now the calculator is asking, okay, what's the second curve? Question mark. And it's highlighting the red line. And yes, that's the line that I want. That's the function that I want. And then it says take a guess. So I can move the arrow keys right and left to select a guess. And I was given the solution to the graph where x is equal to 0.75 and y is equal to 1.75. So I know that then x is equal to 0.75 and y is equal to 1.75. All I need to do is I need to substitute these values into equation 1 and equation 2 to just see if they work, okay? So what I do have is y is equal to 1.75 equal to 5 times 0.75 minus 2. So 1.75 is equal to 5 times 0.75, which is actually 3.75. And we're going to minus 2 from that. So 1.75 is equal to 1.75. So that is perfectly correct. See if you can do part B yourself. And what I'll do is I'll jump onto the calculator and I'll do it very quickly and you can speed through it and see if you've got the same solutions. So the calculator gives me x as 1.4 and y is equal to negative 1.8. I can check those into the two functions by substituting them. So when y is minus 1.8 equals to 3 times 1.4 minus 6. So minus 1.8 is equal to 3 times 1.4, which is 4.2 minus 6. That gives me minus 1.8 is equal to minus 1.8. So very quickly then, that is the TI-84 Plus, and it's the CET model. It's pretty much the same for all of the range of calculators. In the next video though, I will be doing the TI Inspire CX. That's completely different, so make a point to watch that. And maybe if you don't even have that calculator, you could help a friend problem shoot and figure out how to use this function on that particular calculator. As always, if you found that helpful, then drop me a like and make sure you check out the other video where I show you how to work out the same thing using the TI Inspire. I'll see you in the next one.